What is happening, Nerd Nation? Welcome to another episode, 9NerdYards. We are back for another week of The Last of Us breakdown. Let's introduce the panel and let's hop right into this episode. Also, it'll give you time to go grab a box of Kleenex real quick so that way you can cry after all the sad shit that happened in this episode. You know him, you love him. He's back from his world travels. Without further ado, it's the man, the myth, the legend, Producer Terry, aka Producer T. What's happening, man?
Konnichiwa, everyone, as they say in my new motherland. And you'll eventually find out why I'm using that word specifically later on, but not yet, though.
All right.
Yeah, okay. It's a mystery to everyone.
secret coding's going on.
Oh, congratulations to our winner from last time I was on, who said, "Bring me something back," because I did. I brought you this little Dust Sprite Ghibli pen.
Oh, hey.
These little dudes.
Okay.
And, of course, a Studio Ghibli postcard.
Oh,
nice.
Man.
That's
so tune in for our next contest, because I'm going to another country I have no business going to, but I'm going to do it.
but they'll let you in anyways. Give me a hint. It starts with a T. All right. Before we spill
Maximus, what it do?
I feel like we're going to give you a big shout out
later. Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like we're going to give you a big shout out later on. Thank you for tuning in. You know her, you love her, the newest member of the crew on Mondays. It's Kirsten Cobb.
What up,
What's
guys?
What's up? How you doing?
To New Donk City.
Hey, I'm good. I am tired as fuck. And ready to cry again.
All right. She's got her own Kleenex going on. And you know him.
Nerd Nation intro. Nice.
Nerd Nation's all out here. But yeah, let's shout him out. You know him, you love him. El Presidente, El Capitan. Man, the knight of the nerds. Man, he's out here, he's conquering the world. It's Nine. Nine, what's happening, baby?
What's good, everybody? So happy for you guys to join us. I hope you enjoyed the Rihanna halftime show as much as I did. It was fantastic.
She didn't do enough for me. Where was all the dancing?
She's fucking pregnant here.
I think she's pregnant. I think that was like the big ass reveal thing.
Yeah, that was. I watched it yesterday, and I was just like, "What? Like, is it like?" I am not anti-hiring pregnant people, but also she got hired so long ago. And like, bro, like, just give me. I don't need like half naked shit, but just give me like, can we do some? Bring in like a Rihanna sort of like double and let her do all the dancing and just pretend it's Rihanna. I don't know. We could probably talk about some conspiracies later, but like, I'm just saying I wanted a little bit more. I didn't want the special guest appearance to be her baby. I wanted it to be Jay-Z or something like that. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just kind of keep it real. Also, I mean, she still sings so amazingly, so it's like it's tough. It's tough.
I agree, man. You shut the fuck up, Blake.
Fun fact, fun fact about Super Bowl performances: they do not get paid. They literally get paid in exposure.
What does she
Does she need exposure?
Right.
That's
She's not dropping.
Everybody always says it helps
exposure.
out their sales like incredibly. Like Prince did it. Like remember Prince did it for. So like if you play for the Super Bowl, they do not pay you.
Well, I didn't go play
Super
more
Bowl
Rihanna
numbers.
today.
Like you're like playing like 1,000 concerts at once in one day is the viewership you're getting. So. All her stuff is like you'll see it if you like look up her Spotify numbers and everything. Everything will start going. Whoop, 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 whoop. So,
well, I am not a sheeple, so I did not play extra Rihanna songs today, and nor will I until I get. Well, that makes one of us.
Whatever.
Also, send all of my hate mail to producer Terry. He'll filter through it. Let's hop right into this episode. This one's Endure and Survive. And I really enjoyed this episode. And it was not short like last week. Kirsten is our resident video game player to show watcher. Kirsten, how did you like this episode in comparison? What did you think about it?
I was expecting already to be emotionally devastated because the game was fucking sad for these two characters that they introduced, Henry and Sam.
I agree.
It to be that much. I mean, as soon as the episode started, I was already feeling nervous, just heart pounding. It was like I just know what's going to happen, and now we have them for a little bit, and they just looked happy for like 2 fucking minutes, and then it was done. And the rest of it was
2 minutes.
Is it more sad to know that like knowing you're like, oh shit, I know where this is going. Watching this episode, and you're like waiting for the fallout to just happen by the end of it?
I felt like it was gonna give me a good like jumping off point to not be as sad as I was, but it just hit me wrong. And that episode had me bawling, like hysterically upset for just the latter half of the episode and then afterwards. And then I watched it again so that I could talk about it today. And I couldn't watch the end. So
this episode was essentially like Ike Turner, just hit you wrong. Like, this is not good.
Holy shit.
That's fantastic.
Oh my god.
Producer Terry, what do you think about this week's episode, man?
For me, not particularly my favorite episode.
Okay.
I didn't think it hit as strongly as episode 3 did with the sadness.
Sure.
I think maybe just because I was just expecting everything that was going to happen. And I was like, oh, they black too. Oh, they gonna die. And so like I didn't get like emotionally as attached to those characters. Like the whole time I just
every day.
I knew it was gonna happen. So I was like, oh, let me not get attached to them. So it was sad, but no waterworks this time.
Okay.
No, Maximus, I agree. It made the death worse. Like it was so much worse to watch this play out live action. This shit sucked.
Okay, so is this true? Because again, most of us here, except for Kirsten, she knows about the game. Again, this is like not a podcast for avid gamers of The Last of Us. This is for the rest of us. So yeah, if you can talk about that backstory section, because from what I understand, even like the antagonist Kathleen wasn't even in the game, or like,
no, she's a completely new character. But as far as Henry and Sam, you didn't get a lot of their backstory. They just sort of entered the game, and then you kind of got the sense of why they were headed where they were. But to have them set this up in the show where you get to sort of travel along with them and see their motivations for trying to get out of that city, and their closeness as brothers, and the fact that they made this character of Sam deaf, I feel like it made him more in need of Henry than it did in the game. And I think they may have played him a little bit younger on the show, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, just to have more time with them, I think is what made it more devastating for me, at least.
Yeah, they humanized him real well, right? In the game, he's supposed to be Ellie's age, and here he's he's like 8. He's also deaf, which makes him a little bit more reliant on the older brother. And there's a lot more humanizing that was done that I think I really enjoy, and I really enjoy it out of when you have like anything that's post-apocalyptic or like zombie-esque, which is like you have these characters go into these gray areas of morality and ethics, and it's like, well, what is right, what is wrong? I don't really. It's more of like what do you favor at that point as an observer? You're like, is what he did wrong? Is what he did right? Would you have done it? Would I have done? Like, is that a bad guy move? Is that a good guy move? Like, it's the gray zone that you live in, a morality aspect. It adds to like the realness of just like, dang, like he did what he had to do.
Well, because it forces you to examine your own humanity while you're watching it. And like you said, would I do it? Would I go this hard? Or would I just give up and take myself out? What would I do in that situation? You just don't know, because it's not like coming up anytime soon. But
it is.
Right.
It is. It is. And well, I wanted to ask you guys a question, and chat, please respond as well. Do you think it would be best or better like to grow up, you know, or like to be a kid and then like experience the world like just turning to shit when you're like really young? Like let's say you're like 4 years old, 5 years old when the world went to shit and then you had to grow up after that? Or would it be better if you know, grew up or you're born after the world went to shit and you didn't know anything beforehand?
Yeah.
I'd say the first one.
The first one to like
Yeah.
experience the world
A little bit, yeah.
a
If
little
you're
bit
like
and that,
6
like,
and then all of a sudden now you're 26, I
Mhm.
think you probably have like a really good grasp on how to like survive and navigate this world while still having some memories of what things used to be, so you can try to achieve to have a goal to get back to. While like a person who's just like, you know, under 20, this is all they fucking know. So it's like,
Right,
it's just
yeah.
normal motherfucking Tuesday for me, you know,
Right.
every day.
Well, so it may be like better for like society to have those people, but for like the individual, like it would suck to be like, man, I wish we could just go back to how it was.
I wouldn't want to remember that, you know, not that this world's fucking amazing at all times, but I wouldn't want to remember like the simple, you know, sitting in your fucking sweatpants moments, and now I got to run for my life from these big ass bloaters and all this shit. It just, no. I'd rather grow up in it because, again, like you said, at least you're used to the shit. It's just another Tuesday, but to have those memories of normality, just
that's right, Ben. That's right, Ben.
Hey, Ben.
Fuck that drug.
I know they
Haven't you heard? Kansas City is free. I do like how you know, Kansas City just won the Super Bowl. You know, this episode was pushed back because like the Super Bowl was airing in that line from Kathleen. She's
I think we got a
haven't
conspiracy
you heard?
Conspiracy for that later.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then Film Age here. I love the clickers aren't the Walking Dead zombies and are sparingly used to show how formidable they are. And yeah, that's kind of like the biggest, most like violent horde of like all of them we've seen. Kind of like actually attacking people. It's just like them rushing out of that hole. Oh my god, just pouring out.
Jesus.
Crazy.
I got very Game of Thrones vibes when they all attacked that city, like above the north of the wall or whatever, like Helmsworth or whatever the fuck that city was called. Like it very much reminded me of that. You just see him just like clobbering like this thing. You're like,
are you talking about Helm's Deep?
No, you're thinking of Lord of the Rings.
That's Lord of the Rings. So you're talking about like at the wall.
The north of the
north of the wall, the
season
wildlings,
5,
like
they're in the city with the wildlings north of the wall. I can't think of it.
Hard Home, I think.
Hard Home, that was it. And like all the zombies just start coming, like because they just start falling off of the like big peak, and they just start like it reminded me of that. I like don't have a lot of like scary moment where I'm like, oh my god, I don't do that a lot, but like as soon as they put up, oh my god, they're like you know. And then I was, you know, screaming at the people like, "Run away!" You know, like just
get back in the cars, get in the vehicles, and drive
away.
Something.
Right? They need some milk. Somebody help them. You know what I mean? Like,
really quick, Ophelius, if you're watching, can you let me know, just quick yes or no in the chat, if that video that I'm about to show everyone was copyright claimed or anything like that? Just I don't want this.
Oh, so that way we don't get taken off. 10 minutes into our show.
Yeah, exactly.
I was curious about it, but you never know.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole sequence, you know, definitely some inspiration. Like good, just like siege.
And another scene that reminded me of very Game of Thrones was when it's the Battle of the Bastards, when Jon Smith is fighting and then like he turns and like there's people running and then like a horse runs into them. Very much when like homegirl is like Ellie's running and then she turns and then the car runs into the like horde of zombies. Like I was just like, oh, this is very sort of like Game of Thrones chaos-esque, and I'm here for it since both of them have been in Game of Thrones. So like, way to call that back.
Well, I really love when a show is not afraid to be a little dark and a little messy.
Yeah.
You know, like Game of Thrones did that really well, and then this show does it really well. because that whole scene is so chaotic, and it just it
Mhm.
raised my blood pressure. It's like,
For a
what the
second,
fuck?
It
when I
feels,
saw,
it feels high budget. Yeah.
yeah, for a second when
Yeah.
I saw that, I thought Miguel Sapochniak directed this for a second. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, what an interesting choice to
Yeah.
do that. I really enjoyed it.
Train. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very much that.
But since we have some more people added on, and I'm going to show you this video that Athelia's made, but like I'm even like having trouble trying to remember the context in which we
So
this.
we were talking about like I was saying when they were driving through the thing, I was like, well, I'd want to put on making my way downtown, walking fast, faces
Right.
fast, and I'm homebound. And then
brought the
you
ghetto
started
in.
you started referencing the other one, the get, and then you started playing clips of like the shootout scene with Joel and the hunters.
Right.
And one of our fans, Othelius, came out this week and did this sort of, I don't want to give it away, but like he did this beautiful collaboration of inspiration. And yeah, Nine, you have that queued up?
Yeah, I got that queued up. Let's
Okay.
see here. Let me see here. Actually,
My favorite new thing.
here we go. So
We're gonna play this every
thank you very
episode.
much, Othelia.
I got something. Here. Just make you all nostalgic.
This is actually before my time.
Right.
It's a winner though.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? This is a certified hood classic. Trapaholics mixtapes.
Making my way through the hood, sipping this yak. Niggas about to get blown with the Mac. Riding around the with a Glock. Yo ass finna get shot. That's the silence. That's the grenade launcher. I'm finna kill you. I'm finna drill you. And now you bleeding. They bleed. When I shoot you in your neck, the noise gon' play. You know I will shoot you in your just so I can that real music, man. Come back home.
It's that real
Damn it.
music, man.
Damn it over here. Damn it.
Fucking last
And,
part.
I mean, that's got to be like the best video I've ever seen. Like, fuck it, that shit.
We're playing this every episode now, so be sure to tune in whenever we play this. But yeah, shout out to Athelius, man. Thank you so much for that.
It was awesome.
Yeah. yes, Athelius. The phone line. It was Rihanna's not the only one getting phone light love. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was well deserved.
This guy. Skin bone. Skin bone. That's a collaboration that we love. Thank you so much for Athelius for making that for us. That was amazing. Go check out his channel and all the stuff he posts. It's actually great. Now, what I wanted to move on to next is kind of like just getting into the overall like episode synopsis or breakdown, should I say?
Yeah.
Let's see here. It's so great because it's like a lot of this show is just like Ellie like experiencing music. And I just can imagine him popping that in. He's like, this is before my time. But it's a winner though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So what do we got here, Nine?
But yeah, Kansas City is free. We open up on this episode, and it's like
Don't look too free to me.
pretty crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
the night of freedom for them.
The night of freedom, right?
And it's not too long before they get to town, which is what we come to find out.
Yeah.
Let's see if I like this guy right here. When you see him, and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
He got fucked.
I'm sorry, but like that's probably going to be me in the apocalypse. Like, let's be real. That's going to be most of us, just like stabbed way too many fucking times, and then just like
we've got to, you know, fight off the hunters with Nerd Nation. I think we can hold our own. We could hold our own together as an army.
They need entertainers in the future land because
that's right.
That's how we live.
You can exactly. We'll be gathering up people in the square and they'll listen to us rant about stuff. And they sit there in silence and they're entertained.
I'll do some like Jerry Seinfeld, but it's like, what's the deal with zombies? You know, like
I don't know. I kind of feel like if the apocalypse kicks off, it's just going to be comedians and cockroaches. So we've got
to stick together. But yeah, the city at this point is garbage town, and it is
it's Fedra
all the way downhill. It's Fedra free, and like like Ben said, fuck Fedra. Like we don't need any of that shit. But you know, just like so many other type of regimes or revolutions, you know, like what it's being replaced with are very angry people, and there's that power vacuum. And I wonder like how Kathleen like kind of like rallied the troops for this cause, right?
She seems very like organized and like calm and collected. And like I think also it's sort of default because her brother was the leader. Right. So it's like if you don't have just a stronger person, like being like, if you have a little weakling, like being like, oh, hey guys, follow me, like then be like, shut the fuck, we got to find a new leader at this point. But like for somebody to be like, hey, I'm ruthless and like I also have my brother's vision to be able to lead this. Like, let's do this now. You know, we saw him die. And like, if ever there's a time to do it, we're all collectively together. I think she got it by ruthlessness and default at that point.
Yeah. Like next in line.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nepotism.
Yeah.
Of course, it's nepotism. But yeah, it's like straight up revenge. And Henry and Sam are on the run from these people, and they hold up in this little they hold up in this attic, and we got the doctor from last week who was shot by Kathleen kind of like helping them out and trying to escape or you know get them safe, but Kathleen is on a war mission. Like she's just on this scorched earth policy. Got to get everyone out of there, and especially what seems to be the remaining survivor of her warpath is the person that turned in her brother and got him killed, which is, I mean, that's deep enough. Like that's a villain origin story right there. You know?
Facts, big facts.
Yeah.
Now, Othelius brings up a good point right here at the bottom. You see this, Nine?
Let's see here. Sorry, but I'm just not scared by a PTA mom as a villain.
I thought that's what made her even more scary.
Yeah,
like a PTA mom.
Right. Yeah. It's like just Karen.
I was saying before this to the crew before we started was like, if you've ever seen the movie or the show Euphoria, right? In season 2, Rue has this like drug dealer lady that she goes to, and she's like this old white lady, lives in an apartment, like a retired teacher, and she talks so like calm and collected, but also like has like gangsters working for her, like these like gangster white dudes, and like you can tell like she's just ruthless as fuck. Like she's willing to put Rue through essentially like human slavery because Rue owes her money, and you're like, bro, what? Like who does that? Like that's not good.
I mean,
you know, like
that? Probably human traffickers,
bad people. Yeah. But like when I saw this character of Kathleen, especially in this episode, it very much reminded me of something like that, where it's just this like real subtly scary like character, and you're just like, oh no, you're gonna do something. You're crazy. I don't like this.
Yeah. Right? You didn't feel like that whole time with the doctor. I was like, she's bluffing. She ain't no shooter. She ain't got it in her. And she's just walked right to that dude. Do we need a doctor? Can a doctor help this man? Oh, a doctor can't? Well, then fuck that dude then. Damn! Cold-blooded.
We definitely won't need a doctor anytime soon.
Anytime soon, yeah.
There's no
Not
way
afterwards.
And I feel like it still kind of leaves enough to imagination, because you have to remember the way they set up her brother, the kind of way they talked to him, he seemed very like kind of nice about the revolution and trying to like get people to slowly join, which he did. He got the numbers through Honey and everything, but like, and even when he died, he was like, "Hey, don't be mad at Henry. He wasn't like that. Just forgive him." And she's like, "No, I don't think so. I don't forgive or forget."
Mm-hmm.
She went full
like, just how ruthless could she be to like just all of a sudden just turn these people, be like, it's time to go. Fuck that, bro. We riding out now.
Moms are ruthless. They'll stand out there and hustle you, and if you don't buy the fucking cookie, just like I can see it. She got full Karen.
Yeah, you get the black cat. Yeah.
And I think maybe Ben's point here is that she did play it a bit too safe, and then there was this fragility to believe that she was some type of badass leader. But like maybe that's like the point, because she isn't, but she's like trying to play that role. And now that I'm knowing, like, or piecing together that it was her brother that led the resistance, and like people just needed someone to follow, that like does kind of follow like what history has shown like people to do, is have this kind of vacuum of what we just lost Blake for a little bit. Just he's off into stratosphere, but
Kathleen got him.
We were talking too much shit. I can't believe it. It's that quick, guys.
Yeah,
it is that
I'm
quick.
Back.
But yeah, like history kind of like shows people changing, and she only had the job for a week, and shit just turned to shit like really quickly after that.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting to have a bad guy like that, probably in a world full of bad guys. It's so blatant that like you're like, oh, you're not a good person.
Yeah.
And it's a tough call.
Biles she was very spry. Like, that's probably the worst person you would want to encounter in as a zombie. Yeah, like a Simone Biles as a zombie, as a clicker. He's calling out Henry.
That's true. Yeah.
And I think that's the humanization factor of this, right? Like there's no right and wrong of like you should or shouldn't do this. It's sort of like we're making it up along the way, even if it's, some sort of hypocrisy for not forgiving, or hypocrisy for like, it's my brother, your brother. Like there's no clear lines. It's more of like agendas and like who has the power in this like crazy sort of like, world that they're living in. And it really doesn't matter what's right and wrong at that point.
Exactly.
Also, her demise was very like, I enjoyed it. I was like, oh,
so good for them. Yes. Rewind, repeat. Tune in, click out.
Where did they get all this damn paint from?
I don't know. He just had it, like in his back
were
pocket.
They hold up at a top of a paint store?
I'm thinking maybe like the doctor brought it to them, or like whatever, had like just supplies and considered the kid.
Were they hiding? Were they doing an Anne Frank above a Sherman Williams?
I was going to say is like this is an Anne Frank situation. But Jesus. Thank you for saying it first.
I was thinking it, yeah, but
I was thinking it way earlier.
But I love this moment right here. Like he does put the Superman or like the superhero paint on him, and what he does to like show him how he looks is he
uses a knife as a reflection.
He uses that knife as a reflection, and I was just like, that is so sweet, because it's such a perfect parallel to like Ellie doing the tricks, and like how Joel acted. Is just like, where'd you learn that? And she's like, the fucking circus, you know what I mean? Like, but like with them, you're kind of like seeing that like the sense of like fatherhood or like taking after your own in such a
Yeah.
more like tender way. And I mean, that is like Terry's goal right here, man.
Wow.
Watch how Terry got to deal with Adidas.
I'll put a yarmulke on just so it's kosher. Don't worry about it.
One like a little bit later when Henry is
We're
peeking
doomed.
through and he sees Joel in the shootout behind the truck. The lighting, the way that they did like their cinematography shot, it bands across his face. I can't, Terry. And so it looks like the same mask that he painted on Sam. And I thought that was cool because Sam looks up to him as his hero, but then Henry painted that so that he could feel like a hero too. So he could just get through it.
Right.
So
It
I
reminded
thought that was
me
kinda
of
cool.
Big Daddy when he gives a little kid the sunglasses and they're like, Julian, where are-" and he takes the sunglasses, I'm over here. And he's like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. It reminded me of that. You kind of paint this like really like, I don't know, creative, even though it's not real, this sort of, you live in a child's imagination for them to feel perhaps more safe than is actually, I think is actually the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are a bit heartwarming. Pulled at the old heartstrings. But then we still got the rest of this episode now here, Nine, huh?
Yeah, we do. And it basically plays out that the events of episode 4 where Joel and Ellie make it to Kansas City and they crash, that's going on all while Henry and Sam are trying to escape. So they kind of like clock that, like, okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So we gotta like kind of like go and kind of track them down and find out where they're going so we can make an agreement, because they look rough and tough. They're able to like take down some people. We're going to need these people on our side if we're going to make it out, which is, a completely smart move, which I thought was funny though, which I didn't realize in this like in the last episode's dynamic. I was like, it's kind of funny that like Joel or Henry took Ellie and then Sam takes Joel. like, hold on. I was like, this kid is a bad ass right now, dude. He's like, I better not hear you say shit. He's like, you're dead.
Well, but he couldn't hear you say shit, so it's okay.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
It's like, man, you got snuck up on by a deaf guy. You're like, okay.
And the fact you got an actual deaf kid to play the deaf kid,
that was just, like,
I thought that was
my
incredible
favorite part of the episode. Yeah, that was great. Let's see here. And yeah, it was just a really sweet moment. I'm just going to go through these. I don't want to get the stream taken down.
Don't do that. Don't you dare do that this week.
And they this week we're safe. They devise the plan, and that's when Henry talks to Joel about like there's tunnels under Kansas City, of course, giving me a lot of Us vibes. Like there's probably tethered down there or whatever. And Joel's a bit skeptical because this is the frame I'll land on here. Oops.
Oh, that's me.
Mid-link. That's just how he looks. But yeah, Joel's a bit skeptical of their plan because like
weren't y'all like when this happened? I was just like, bro, they're gonna run into
like,
I've seen this movie before. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I know how this goes.
Underground for nothing, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather like jump off the building with like a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because like Henry doesn't seem to have as much experience with any of this shit as Joel, even though he's grown up within this world. He's kind of naive still a little bit about it. He's not a hardened killer. He has no direct plan. He needs Joel and Ellie because his ass doesn't know what the fuck to do to get him and Sam out.
Right.
He's just been waiting it the entire
he
time.
believed that like the tunnels would be completely cleared. And yeah, if you are living just kind of like in this QZ ran by like a tyrannical Fedra, you're probably living your day to day, not like concerned about the infection anymore and just concerned about regular people.
Yeah.
Facts.
Also, like, I felt when we finally met Henry, like, he was not who I was expecting him to be at all. I thought Henry was like a high-level federal officer of the SS who was like
just a
sending
guy
people to their death and everything, and like a scary tyrannical dude who had like resources. Because, you know, as soon as Joel and Ellie come in and shoot the people that were attacking him, Kathleen is like, oh, it's fucking Henry. Henry got these people. Henry did this. I was like, damn, this Henry's a badass, man. He a federal man. You know, he's the dude in black, and he got soldiers out here. And you find him, and he's just like, no, I'm just a dude, and I was trying to get some medicine.
I'm just a guy.
Man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But, like, Kathleen just boogie-fied this man. And when you see him, you're like, not really that much of a monster at all.
That's the guy that you're sending to the army?
Like, she was like, what's your number one priority? My number two lieutenant man is like, is he your seventh or is he your first? And they're like, oh, he's our first. But I was like, well, damn, is he that serious to be their number one priority? Yeah, like, a breathing tunnel back there, bro. That's just like,
like, shouldn't we take care of the Earth going to like open up and swallow us?
Bro, this comment, nice.
Mad Hillary Clinton vibes. Oh my god. I was gonna say, it's just like, man, how come like even in the apocalypse, thick white women are always chasing black men?
Right? Like, you're gonna say, like, how are you not how is the PTA mom not a villain? Because they are in real life, bro. Like, take that back. Put some respect on Kathleen's name. She is a scary white woman and the last person ever. Like, past, present, future. She's that bitch.
Yeah.
First ones I'm avoiding in the apocalypse.
It's almost sort of it's sort of like good now that they can call, like, Karens can call cops, because like this is the type of shit they'd be doing. They'd be getting a whole white man army like together go look for black people. That's not cool. I do not agree with this. This is not a world I want to live in.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, let me just
go
off with this clip right here.
Are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel. And the president has asked the FBI.
Oh, that's Kathleen.
That's Kathleen's mom right there.
That's a super predator.
Oh no. What is happening?
Just talking to Hulk and City.
We need Jeff here. We need Jeff here. Apologize for
predator over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go into the tunnels.
They get there.
Okay.
Oh no.
I want Tess back, okay? I just want Tess.
Yeah. We have to
I think
say.
he would.
Okay.
I think he would too.
I think it's time. You know, I was wondering, because we're about to get to these tunnels too, and we find out that there's like a little kid sanctuary. And so, like, what would Alex Jones think about all of this, you know?
Well, let me tell you what's going on here. We all know that this show is an agenda for the government to show how they are using all sort of COVID adjacent things. Well, we got the documents to prove that back in 1987, you know, all this big stuff goes, you know, the pharma technology. We all know even before then. We have tunnels. They're showing us messages. You're in a underground tunnel. Harriet Tubman. We know, we've got the documents to prove all of this. Listen, we know what putting black people underneath tunnels. We know what they're doing. We know what they're showing. This is going above everybody's head, and they're watching the Super Bowl, and they don't care. They're watching Rihanna, and this is a real show that we need to watch right here. This is what's going on.
Okay. I usually have follow-up questions.
I have so many.
Now this taking place in Kansas City, Alex. You know, and then they moved the episode because it was the Super Bowl and Kansas City won. Do you think there's a connection there?
We all know that they have their NFL scripted. And they send out the scripts at the beginning of every season, and they probably send out to HBO. And we all know that they can switch things, manipulate people, and all sort of. We know the truth. Listen, it's in your face. They have to tell you these things, and then we get this show. Are they really winning? That's what's going on at the end of this.
They're really. All right. Alex Jones, please go away for now. we'll for now we'll just go.
Oh my god.
All right. But you know, we get these I mean just like a very sweet moment because of course there has to be just like, you know, 2 seconds of niceness just so we can see like, you know, there's a little bit of hope, but they want us to like just destroy that hope.
We got to see kids being kids.
We have to see kids being kids. And I think this is like where I'm stepping up. It's like, okay, so like, you know, how would you grow up? Like every kid's got to grow up like a mixed bag or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they would have made like the best like team spin-off series ever. Like, well, you know, when we get to the end of the episode.
But yeah, it's such like a false sense of hope here. Like they're like, oh, because they're having a good time, they're having fun, but then also it's like, you know, you realize you're like, but everybody's dead around here. Like there used to be alive kids around here. Like it's sort of sad. Like you're there to be happy, but it's like, there's all this sadness around you. And as much as you want to enjoy this moment, you see these pictures in the background. You're like, somebody drew those. Like that's sad.
That is really sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. But so that was like, or this was in the video games.
Yeah. So this was a part in the video game, and they stopped for a minute, and you kind of just roll through this little tunnel part. It's not quite as colorful in the video game, so I'm glad they fleshed it out more because I feel like this made it creepier. That it was so normal looking, because in the game it just looks so decrepit. It's hard to even figure out anything.
Right.
But just like this bright, like colorful, normal looking classroom, and then that dark tunnel that was kind of off to the side, just sort of like would bring you back to that moment of, oh fuck, well,
yeah,
there's nothing great on the other side of this.
And the comics they're a nod to like sort of a little thing that's in the video game too as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. So it's nice to see like little like tie-ins, like in the game, right? You collect those things, but here they're sort of like, oh, here is this thing.
Yeah.
All right, I like
and
that.
There's stuff in that room in the game to like pick up and read and turn like there would be in a video game, and the whiteboard's in there, so it's It's
lots of little throwbacks to the actual video game itself. Yeah, I feel like that's always cool to see that.
Oh hell yeah!
And of course, like Joel doesn't want to like really stick around, but you know, and I do just like that dynamic because what we're trying to get to is like not Joel to be Henry because Henry, you know, has his flaws and everything. And, you know, if it wasn't really for like the protection of Fedra and him being able to like rat him out, like him and Sam probably wouldn't have made it under those same circumstances that Joel was under. Right. But again, like Joel has lost his humanity. He's like a shell. And so we kind of have to like get to that point where Joel just inches over a bit more to Henry's like ideology and what he's having hope for.
Yeah,
absolutely. But even Joel had like a visceral like reaction to when he found out what Henry did, he was like, yeah, I wasn't with Fedra. I was a collaborator. And Joel's like, I ain't want to go to no motherfucking rat. Boy, you better get that.
He's like, man, you a fucking rat. What?
What's like stitches out here, son?
What?
Like, we don't do that. We don't do that out here. And I was like,
we don't play all that.
Wow, his thing that he did, like,
He's like, bro,
their society is bad.
Right.
Like, it's bad.
We got some good
Fedra.
And like,
like
how
a lot of
much
these-
like Joel must hate Fedra or like that military aspect because of course like his daughter was killed by
I fed by what became Fedra.
Yeah.
I like a lot of what the fans are saying over here.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
is.
great
They're
one.
mirrors of one another.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything right
Harry
here.
are a mirror.
Yeah. Because Henry's basically a reflection of Joel's lost humanity. And we kind of gain that back in this episode.
Henry 6'9".
Oh.
Takashi, he's on that Takashi level, bro. He's in the interrogation room with like a pack of cigarettes.
He's like, let me tell you everything these guys did.
In a hamburger.
Popeyes. He's just like, hold on. Y'all forgot the biscuits.
Y'all
I'll
got
let
some
you know
ketchup?
the recipe. You got
You get some more Coca-Cola in here, yeah.
But we do like recognize that, like, you know, he comes to Joel, or like he lets Joel know that, like, yeah, Sam had leukemia, and that's, you know, he was just weighing his options, like, what do I do in this situation? And you know, Joel, to protect his daughter, he would have done the same thing, and you could see like the gears turning in his head right here. Pedro Pascal is very like okay, shit, you know, but I get it. I'm Big Daddy too, so I gotta I understand where you're coming
That's
from.
what they call Terry in Japan.
Henry directly calls out Joel by saying, I know that's not your daughter, but you had a kid at one point, and you know what it's like.
Facts.
Like straight up read that man was just like, that's not your daughter, but you had one though. You know what it's like.
Right.
I think in the show it's really good because it's like humanity can still read humanity when you strip away like all the tough sides of everything. Like people still recognize like, oh, I know that emotion. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're going. I can relate to you without being like, I'm also going to kill you right now and take all your stuff. Like it's nice to know that there's some shred of like decency and like there's hope. Daddy Pedro.
Pedro.
Zaddy Pedro. That's it.
Now, but yeah, they do make it to the other side of those tunnels unscathed. And I was like, oh, okay. Like that's
how relieving was that?
I was like, cool. I thought like it was going to immediately end in disaster. But what ends up happening is that once they do make it on the other side, they got people perched up with their hunting rifles or whatever.
Some
surveying. And no, I shoot you in your eye. And it's just old ass geezer, you know, that's taking shots at the crew. Pedro is like, all right, no, I'm gonna 1v1 this guy. He sneaks up into the little like high tower that this dude's at, and you know, gives them an option. He gives him an option, and it almost seems like, you know, that was like definitely a different moment for Joel. Like he would have just smoked this dude just like a week ago. It was all good just a week ago, and he would have been, you know, just destroying this guy. But let me see if I can like.
But then somebody gets gapped right here, bro.
For another hour. That's all you have to do.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
And he's just like, please, man, just like, come on, dude.
But
like,
how
really,
much does like Kathleen and their revolution means to this man that instead of even like trying to save his life and letting this dude go, he's like, fuck you, dude. Kathleen said you need to die, and I need to do everything to make sure you die and don't leave. Like that's kind of crazy when you think about it, like how much they are following this woman.
Exactly.
Right.
And that makes me like maybe believe that like everyone that's part of Kathleen's community has been affected by like people snitching out their neighbors or whatever, and Fedra doing this thing. So they may all just be on like this revenge path.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
And then he still has to, show him what the Uzi sounds like at the end of all that.
Last of Us title. Exactly. And made his death hit different. All the snitching, the desperate planning, and all this. His former neighbors want to kill him and infected and running through the city. Absolutely.
Sad news bears.
What's up, Desi? Method Man. And let's see here. But yeah, anyone else want to take it from here, or let me see.
I mean, he kills a dude.
Yeah.
He definitely kills the dude.
Yeah, I just thought that was just like such a crazy choice. I really thought that old man would be like,
Get
"Yeah,
up
fuck
and
this.
yeah.
You kind of got the drop on me. I know I'm fucking old. You got the drop on me." But
Right.
that dude was like, fuck you.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what Kathleen says. I don't fuck you up.
I'm a dead man anyway, man. I'm old as hell. But yeah, and then like the radio, the radio is doing his check-in, and it's just like, okay.
You find out like,
well,
he's not just some random ass dude that was like trying to just protect his house.
Right. He's working with the
remnant of Kathleen security forces.
And then we got
He's working with
they call him the dozer.
They call him
the one lady was like, there's cars in the road. And Kathleen's like, you're in a bulldozer. And I was like, well, this is definitely why Kathleen's leader. I think
on the note earlier of Kathleen being a PTA parent, I guess this is a conglomerate of the PTA parent meeting, and they're just this is what they do for fun. They just go out and kill random people. Yeah, that's interesting.
It felt very Saving Private Ryan. It does kind of like feel like it was straight ripped out of that too.
Yeah.
Good catch there. Maybe some inspiration.
Yeah, the sniper in the tower saving the day.
Oh yeah.
With the John
Shout out to Barry Pepper.
I mean, he didn't have that John Wick game like right at the beginning. He was like missing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Trying to get the sights.
Like
Elliott's just like
he made a lot of hits in the vehicle. It wasn't like the one he needed, but he was still getting a lot of hits.
One day out after learning how to even hold a gun, she's just like, I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Ellie's like one of my favorite characters of like, the last like couple of years.
Oh.
And of course the gun jams for dramatic effect. Let's see here. He confronts an enemy who literally cannot abandon his post, and it just ends the most gruesome and sad outcome. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's no good.
There's some Left 4 Dead energy on this last episode, which was fucking awesome. Yeah. Left 4 Dead.
This is where shit kicks off, though. Like as soon as Joel takes out that car, and that car slams into the house. And then it explodes. Like it just was like one thing. I was like, dang, it's already bad. He shot, man. And it goes into the house and it blows. I'm like, bro, like how much damage is it actually causing? Like it's crazy. And then that ain't even the worst of it yet. Like
because Kathleen shows up. And she's got the Bane pose, you know what I mean? Like she is looking like
I was born in KC.
Kansas City is free. Everything is fine, guys. Look.
What a lovely voice.
Look how free we are. Also, the kid has to die too.
Right. I was just like, well, no, I gotta
He's
kill
with
everybody.
you and she's with him. What? They're children.
Kids die all the motherfucking time.
Kids die all the time. Wait, let me see if this is the same.
But
It ends the way it ends.
Oh my God.
the way it ends.
Click, click, click.
I also did not. There's two things I don't like. One, you don't see kids with this team. There are no kids, and there's no Mexicans. There's no black people. It's like all white people, and I'm very offended by this because Kansas City for sure has to have some minorities, and they just kill them all. Like, where are they? Not even a Chinese person or something. Like, come on, man. That's a government conspiracy. Alex Jones probably would have had a lot of thoughts about that. I'm just
Alex
saying.
Jones probably would have. Maybe not now, but he probably would have.
But like her speech was kind of hypocritical ridiculousness because she's going off on him, being like, "How much is like your little brother's worth? Like, how much you gonna do to destroy him? You're gonna like let all these people die?" I'm like, bitch, you're doing the exact same thing because somebody killed your brother. Like, how many people did you just kill that just you didn't need to kill them?
Right.
Like, you should have put them on trial or whatever. But yeah, you killed just as many people, if not more, for your fucking brother. And now you're like trying to criticize this man for what he did to his brother for his brother.
Right. Yeah. It's this double sort of like double-edged sort of like hypocrisy of like, well, you can't do this. It's like, bro, you're just doing the same thing. And like, and also your brother told you to forgive everybody. Like, what are you doing chasing people down in like the middle of like suburbia out here? Like, let it do like Elsa and just let it go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is stupid.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
You just
you know what I mean?
let that shit go.
Facts.
You have other issues
I do
in
like
this
this
city to worry about.
Right. Probably got
'Cause,
people,
like,
probably
literally
hungry. We need to
spot
import some Mexicans or something. Like, we're gonna have a lot of work to
film
do.
age. Spot the difference. Like, let me know. I mean, they're the same picture. It's about sending a message.
It's not about the money.
It's not about the city. It's about sending a message. But yeah, it's hardcore line.
Kids
right here.
die, Henry. They die all the
It's like,
time.
oh my God. When you kill them, yeah.
Like, okay.
Committing murder, that's a pretty easy way to
Rude.
But we should try and prevent it, lady. Like, as many times as you can. If you can prevent it, you should. Not just, well, they die all the time.
But we get like the conclusion to the mystery of like what is burrowing under those
Oh yeah, this is
tunnels there.
All this right
And
here.
This is so
all this right here.
Kathleen said,
Fuck
fuck them kids.
It was like, please, I'll turn myself in. Let the kids go. Them kids.
Thank you. I am onto something.
Fuck them kids.
It looked about white. That's right. White is not right in this episode. That's all I'm saying. This is what happens when crazy white people get in control.
Fucking kids.
This one got me. Jesus Christ.
Well, folks, that'll be the end of our show. Thank y'all so much
All
for
right.
tuning
We'll be canceled now.
YouTube's taking us off for different reasons this week.
Play all the clips you want because that's it. That's
Yeah,
the
we'll just let it go. Yeah. Also, this scene was it explained now the little hole that they had in the bottom of the city. It's like, oh, that was them others trying to come up to the surface.
43. Sorry, like just.
What are you doing?
It said "fuck me" and then said, "No, you're not playing this right now." 1 second.
This is not what? Oh my god! The government, YouTube is trying to hack us.
Oh shit! I should probably.
We got hackers. There it is. There it is. There it is. Let it go. Let it go. I was like, what is happening? Again, we got conspiracies here. The sinkholes. There's sinkholes in Turkey right now. They're predicting stuff in the show.
Oh, I gotta mess with like the
Just turn the
you guys know
light.
what's going on.
Well, just turn the
What's that?
volume down. I feel like we could get away with it if you just turn the volume down.
You think of
People already seen it, and if they haven't seen it, they probably want to watch it with sound on by themselves because it's very scary. I did not get very scared, but I got scared a little bit.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Bro, that silence right there.
Monstrous. And it's just like, man, that all just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
You gotta pass on that one. You gotta pass, especially for those hits you've been making us. But yeah, it's just like so cool.
Scary.
It's just so cool. Like, I don't know, just like imagine like being there and like filming this and just kind of like getting swept up in the moment. And you're like, oh shit.
Same film age. All of our brown houses is opposite side. That's probably the reason they're not there. They all left. They're like, fuck these white people fighting these. We're just gonna go somewhere else. Like, this is y'all stupid. And I think that's probably what happened.
And they're so tough too. Like
the zombies.
Yeah, the clickers and everything. Like
click clack paddywhack.
Basically, like all clickers.
Vicious.
And then you see the big old John
that
Cena
reveal,
looking, bruh.
That reveal was absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Because they had it under control for just like a little bit here. But this is such a good reveal.
Slow down.
Oh my God. Yeah. Where's his head?
Sick.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's like who she made Henry out to be.
Yeah.
She's like, Henry is a bloater.
Exactly.
You made him seem
that's literally who you thought Henry really was, but no.
Yes, how Perry died. That's exactly how the bloaters kill you in the game. It's so sick.
They just crack your head off.
They just rip your they grab you like that and just rip your jaw from your fucking face.
Oh my gosh. How do you kill a bloater in the game?
Fire, shotgun, you fucking cry a lot.
Yeah.
Get it done.
A lot of the last one. All right.
Right.
Whatever you can get.
Oh man.
Let's see if I can.
Fun fact, and maybe Kirsten, you might remember this, but do you remember when we showed the movie The Square at Fantastic Fest with Harry Notary, and then he came in with the little monkey sticks that he used for Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
So he was called in to do movement work for all the zombie thingies that came out this episode.
Oh, okay.
So the dude who taught people how to do the Planet of the Apes walk also worked on this.
Yeah,
and we like met him because he came to Fantastic Fest and did the thing and it
hung out.
out.
Yeah, it was cool. That's why you got to go to the Fest 9. It's awesome.
I may be there. Depends.
Don't be lying. Don't be getting our hopes up, man.
Are you gonna go, Blake?
Bro, I'm never invited. I just live in town. I can go to like things.
He does live in town.
Instead of NineNerdYards, I'm calling you NineNerdYards because you be lying.
Once I get let's see, what's a reasonable goal? Yeah. That's it. Once I get a passport, I'll go. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, let's go.
Oh my God. Bro, that's scary.
Also got to give it up to Homeboy because he was doing like all the proper let me get my leader the fuck up out of here techniques.
Yeah.
Like shooting
this dude was ex-military
at the same time, and what a good number 2. Like like my favorite character is always the villain's sidekick.
He's a real one.
Yeah. For anybody that didn't know, the guy that plays Perry is the man that does the voice work for Tommy in the game. Joel's brother. So
Oh,
I love those cameos. They're so cool.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, he fucking
That's
killed
dope.
it as Barry though. This shit was awesome.
They really know how to adapt some shit too. Like, even though I haven't played the games, like I can just tell like they are, I mean, really adapting it the best way possible, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
giving everyone that worked on their original project like a little bit of a chance to be
Yeah.
involved into it. That I just think that's like a really dope thing.
This comment.
I'm just I thought that was like, okay, you know, you let us here, you didn't listen to me.
Yeah.
Bye. I'm the new leader now.
I'm the captain now. Yeah.
She's not even that nice. I push her ass down.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, like they give everyone their chance to like participate in the adaptation. This is what happens.
No, this is a participation trophy I do not want. Wow.
For a second, I thought maybe Homeboy had a grenade on him and he was just gonna blow up. But
he's like the most decent person that we've seen, like other than like the main cast. It's just, but it's a mad dash for Ellie and the crew. Joel is running point on top of the tower.
Point guard.
You know, even after seeing her number 2 guy get janked like that, Kathleen is still on this. I don't know why.
Is that she doesn't look like me, bro? What are you doing?
Maybe she does. Let's see.
Kathleen.
Hold the gun. And yeah, she's just still so like hate filled. I was just like, okay, this is it.
Oh my god. And it's the same.
That's just like that 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece combo.
We call those hammer fists in UFC. Yeah, that's what we call that. Call that big ground and pound.
Ellie's face. Okay.
Also, it's the same. Damn! It's the same zombie that was chasing, the same clicker that was chasing Homegirl in the car.
Yeah.
Fuck somebody up. She's like, I've been waiting in this tunnel. I'm ready to go.
Running on that plane.
Whoop that trick. Get him. Hustle and flow days right there.
And Jesus. Let me see if I can.
Where we at?
I mean, they
get away.
They get away, and you know they make a sort of type of treaty between Joel and Henry. And it's like, okay, you know what? We good. We're gonna be riding together. You know, you got your kid, I got my kid. They're having fun. It's like we're co-parenting. We're gonna be co-parenting throughout this whole trip. And another little touching moment, which was just like, oh, okay. And I did not think that this was going to happen. Like, just from what was going on, I thought that Henry was going to be bit. And let's see here.
But he wasn't.
I'm scared of ending up alone. They're just talking about their fears.
We find out Sam ends up getting bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it like shows in this, if you rewatch this episode and this scene, particularly with the notion of like, oh, we know he's bit, like it changes the whole dynamic of how he's interacting with Ellie rather than the way he was before.
Yeah.
You know? And it just gets sadder the more and more you watch it, because you're like, I'm just about to watch the demise of this little kid, man. Like, this is sad. The scene is pain, only pain. That's right.
Pain.
And we ain't playing. There's a lot of pain.
Did anyone else think that it was gonna work? The blood, I kind of thought.
So when she's like, "Oh yeah, my blood is medicine," I was like, "Okay, maybe like."
I don't know how it works.
So like, yeah,
that was about as much a grasp of a science how to make you cure with your blood as I could understand.
Right.
just rub the blood on it. Does that
Right.
work? No, I give up.
I don't have any needles, but you should be
So
good now.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to have hope in that moment, though, that like it
It's
could
gonna work
work.
out.
It
Maybe
could
he was
work.
supposed to drink it.
Oh no.
Maybe it doesn't work as maybe it doesn't work as a topical. It's not a topical. It has to be only ingested. I don't know, man. Just
It
You
was
probably have to like, mix it with some scissor, dip your blunt in it and then like smoke that, right?
You gotta vape.
You gotta vape it. Yeah, you gotta vape it a little bit.
But at least with that, you may
But
not
vape.
feel yourself turn. So fuck it.
Right. Yeah. May not feel anything
No.
for the rest of your life.
I mean, could clickers get high? That's a great question, right?
That's cool. Like, have they
Technically,
tried
they're still alive, so
hotboxing?
probably.
Yeah. Could you essentially hotbox a group and just have them be like, what?
If you ate certain mushrooms, could you communicate with them?
Oh,
Right.
Oh,
You trip so hard on mushrooms.
Yeah, like, can you trip? Like, is it like a complete, like, just the craziest trip of your life? If you
Like,
eat
has
a
anyone
clicker,
ever tried to eat a clicker because they're mushroom people? Like, would it get you high?
mix it with some Henny, dude. Exactly.
some white Henny. Let's go.
But yeah, it doesn't work.
Bro, this
And
scene right here,
this
though,
shot right
this
here
scene-
is like just super like beautifully constructed too. Like, I mean, just look at it. Fucking look at it. It's just the tone
Stare.
and like the cinematography, and it's just like
The ray
okay.
of just sunlight beaming out on them that you think,
It's just-
yeah.
Yeah, it's just the last thing he wanted to look at is just like outside at the sun, and oh my god.
That is, do mushrooms go through photosynthesis? Is that what he's
Well,
doing?
yeah,
right
because
now?
remember in the
It's
first
recharging.
episode where they were rolling towards the sun, all the clickers and infected.
Oh,
Right.
So he
yeah.
probably faced it to do that same thing.
Get a little energy. I'm gonna do that next time I'm hungry.
This is,
They do. Look at that.
ends up happening.
She's like, "What up, homie?" Ah!
Is my question? Is he still deaf as a zombie?
Oh,
You think it? Oh,
I would think so.
interesting.
because it takes over the
I
host
think so.
body.
Yeah.
Like,
it probably doesn't repair anything, but like, yeah, would he
I don't-
still? He
Yeah.
wouldn't be a clicker like they.
clickers do their thing by hearing, so
Yeah.
would he be
Super ineffective.
Clicker, he
Yeah.
just wouldn't hear you.
He'd
So
probably
you
make.
pick an effective one.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I'm not going to show this, but like just his face right here is just like, man, these acting is just like so good, and this scene is just like so frantic, and there's like a serious choice that needs to be made in like a very split second, and Henry like does something that I'm not sure like at this point Joel would be so quick to do off the draw. If it was like starting from his like own experiences like 20 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of see that like Henry did start to become more like Joel. They were going to be meeting in the middle, and it may have been like a all-star type of team that they had forming there. But Henry really can't live with himself with the aspect of like being more like Joel or being like more hardened in the heart.
Right.
Is that like what do you guys think about that? Like, what do you mean?
I feel like he was just defeated. Like his whole arc story, everything he's done was to make his little brother survive, and now he's dead, and by his own hands. So it's like, what the fuck else is he gonna do? It's kind of like when we had Frank and what was the other guy name? Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
Like, well, if one's gonna die and kill himself, it's like, why am I still alive too? If you're the whole reason I was living for.
Right. Yeah. When you lose the motivate, when you lose the purpose, you lose the motivation. When you lose the motivation, it's like, well, why am I even here? And especially in a world like that, when there's not much to hang on to besides like the mission the whole time, and then the mission goes out the window, like what else do you have to live for? Like that, it's very grim.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kirsten?
It just this was fucked up to watch play out. It just was. It was fucked up in the game. I feel like it was 30 times worse on screen during the episode. And then they changed the dialogue slightly from the game. In the game, he sort of just turns to Joel and he blames it on Joel before he, kills himself. But with this new dialogue of what did I do? And he genuinely went into shock and then just decided he couldn't live anymore. It's
just a devastating end. And I mean, the show knows how to do that. Just like, I mean, they did in the first episode, just kind of like introducing Joel's daughter. I keep on blanking on her actual name.
Homegirl.
The actress Nico Parker. She did an excellent job of like, just like making you like her within the few moments that we have with her. And they keep on doing that so well. And every single time I'm like, all I'm learning now is that if I like a character, oh well.
They're about to die. Probably.
They're just like, God damn it. It's like, okay. They say I should like this character. Oh, you got
Hey.
It was a fucked up episode to absorb. It just, I don't know. I mean, obviously it didn't hit Terry in the heart balls as much as it hit everybody else because he's Terry.
I just used to black people dying all the time, and I'm decent.
That doesn't mean under the Black Death.
Jeez Louises.
I like a good love story death. That moves me more than just watching people be
episode 3.
Give me something that's I want to see love.
Yeah.
This was still love. It was just a different form of it. It's just this was the worst heartache part.
I love romantic love over family. Love. I think
friendship. The heart balls hit me right in the heart balls. And we have here, Thelia said, look up. Let's see here. Oh, I'm gonna add you to the stream here. They said, look up Chicken Up the Woods mushrooms because it looks like cordyceps.
Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah, definitely. Does it taste like chicken though?
I want to try it.
I don't know. I think supposedly maybe.
Right.
Like you try it and you let us know because
okay. Yeah. I'll let y'all
know. If
I turn,
I'll try it.
I have some mushrooms, but I don't want to eat those in stream. Because I don't know how cool I'd be. I don't think it would be super cool. Right in the hard balls this episode, guys. Oof.
A lot of people say it does. All right.
Should I play the clip?
Is there a heart ball clip?
Heart ball clip. No, I mean the this whole.
You gonna give it away? You gonna give it away like that? Yeah. Like Red Hot Chili Peppers say, give it away now.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that's sad.
Give me a gun. Give me the gun, Henry. Give me the gun.
Jesus.
I also love how they film that because you don't see I think so many shows would show you the bullet go through, but it's just you hear it and you see the reaction of all the characters around, which I think in a show where it's primarily these main character driven, it's one of those film tricks that lets you see actually how they're feeling more so than the action that's actually happening right now. It's an old trick that Alfred Hitchcock used to do this all the time when something would happen, but you'd hear it in the background, but you'd see another character's reaction to it. And it's almost like even more powerful to be like, oh yeah, like you could just imagine what they're imagining it, and then seeing their reaction is like, in some cases better.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of surprised at how brutal they showed Sam when he shot Sam. You see him kind of just quickly go
we
down.
we get that dramatic effect, and like there was that, I played that section just because it doesn't like show it as Blake said, but it's just so frantic how he is like just put in that situation. He's just like, oh, he knows what Joel's going to do, and then he has to come to the realization it's like, oh, he needs to make the same decision that Joel was going to make, but that kills him inside. Like it completely breaks him.
Do you guys think it's better that he does it, or would you have preferred that Joel do it?
100%.
I think it could only go down. Like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, it can only go down that way. Like Joel has to respect him while this is sort of his thing, his baggage, and he needs to do that. And I think to your point, right? Like if you think about it like this, we see him shoot Sam because Sam's not a Sam anymore. Sam is a whole new. He's part of the problem. Yeah, he's part of this whole thing that they're trying to run from. And as much as we enjoyed that character, we have to see him die, and it's okay to see him die because he's quote unquote like the monster now that they're all running from. Whereas seeing another person take their life, like he's still human. He's still a part of like this hope that is kept alive, and like to see that on screen rather than just hear it, like that, just the film device that they use to switch those two as far as the dichotomy goes, I think it shows you clearly like we can watch this thing die in front of our eyes, but the other thing, like it's still rough.
It is super rough.
I agree.
Everybody knows what
he
was worried about. Like he was just worried about like being that negative, being a problem in this world. And I thought it was really great that they took the time to like bury the two, even though I was just like, oh god damn it.
Well, because they don't really address it on the show too much, but in the first couple stages of the infection in the game, sometimes you hear the infected crying, like because they don't want to eat a person, or they whisper, "Help me." So they're kind of trapped in themselves in the first like couple of stages, and then as they get towards Clicker and beyond, they lose that bit of control and humanity. So in a way, yes, it is still Sam in there a little bit. He just can't control what he's doing anymore.
That's pretty fucked up.
And I wonder if like
it makes it more sad for those who haven't played the game. Sorry.
I wonder if like Ellie's blood did like help in the slightest, you know what I mean? Like what if it did like do a little something to like maybe
hold it off?
Ward it off, the like an antibiotic, but like it doesn't actually take all the way through. But in this last scene, we have Ellie, which I just wanted to cover before we like wrap this all up, is that she as opposed to like when they first started this adventure and how like kind of like literally gung-ho she was about like this interest in like killing and murder or having someone to protect her and like using violence to like kind of like get the things that she wanted. You could like see it on her face, but now we're the last episode she actually had to shoot someone and that stuck with her, and then this episode is just like, how mad and crazy the world has become that you really can't have shit.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. And okay, never mind, because maybe I missed this, but I'm just going through it right now or spotting this right now. This last message and said, I'm sorry. Oh,
sad.
Oh boy, that is.
Did Sam or I thought Ellie wrote that?
Ellie did write that.
Ellie wrote that. Okay, I thought like Sam wrote that or something.
No.
Okay.
No,
But
yeah.
I mean, either way, it's still just fucking sad.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
at the end, she just turns like you're seeing Ellie change a lot. Like she's the one being like, "Let's go, come on, we got to get out of here. We ain't doing nothing. Let's go, come on, roll out."
Yeah,
She's becoming
And,
Joel.
it's that
Yeah.
growth. It's that growth of
Survive and endure. That's what endure and survive.
endure and survive. It's
literally
redundant.
The name of this
But,
episode. All right. Well,
wait, one more thing, one more little thing.
yeah.
Because they're on the road, and I know it's been a sad episode, but they're on the road again, so you know what that means. You all know what that means.
Here. This make you all nostalgic?
This is actually before my time.
Right.
Winter, though.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? This is a certified hood classic.
Just that face he makes is like
Alex Mixtapes.
Making my way through the hood, sipping this yak. Niggas about to get blown with the Mac. Riding around the block with a Glock. Get shot.
Oh my God.
That's the silencer.
Ophelia Maximus!
I'm finna kill you. Kill you. And now you bleeding. You know I will shoot you in your eyes. That's so
Black and white.
That real music, man. Come
It's
back.
that real music, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Wow.
Everybody go follow Othelius Maximus on YouTube to go follow that
Oh,
song,
yeah.
upvote it, let everybody know how great it is. Yeah, we got that sent to us, and it's been now the theme
It's a
song of
treat.
this. It's the theme
Right.
song of this show for us from now on. So maybe we'll just use it as an intro from now on. That'd be great, huh?
Maybe.
But yeah, before we wrap this up, what was this episode on IMDb? What was it rated? Does anybody know? Who got the numbers?
I'm not
I
sure,
think,
actually.
I was on it. It is
Othelius, follow me on TikTok. I'll follow you too, man.
It's that real music.
Shout out to Vanessa. Kirk.
Wow. Y'all want to take a guess?
Oh,
You want to guess first?
I actually don't know.
8.7.
7.8.
Really?
Not that
I
not
think
that I
it's
want that.
probably,
I want it higher.
pretty
I
high
want it
rate.
higher.
I think it should be in the nines, but
I think it's a 9.1 or something like that.
yeah.
9.6.
Oh,
That bloater.
People are loving this show. I mean, it's fantastic. It's great. It's fantastic.
I voted low because I didn't want to get my expectations up. These fans keep disappointing me. I'm like, oh, it's this, and it's like not that, and I'm like, no, what are you
Right?
smoking?
It was episode 3, like 7 point something, right? Assholes.
Yeah,
Episode 3 got
you.
like reviewed bombed or something because
Yeah.
there's no way. Like I was a lot more like emotionally hit by episode 3.
Mhm.
First time watching it, and then but this one is also just great and emotionally hit me
This
too.
one,
So,
yeah.
I
This
don't
one
know.
got me.
I'm just
bad.
a baby bag bitch, I guess. But
Baby back.
Episode 5. So yeah, this one got 9.6.
Wow, that's the highest rated episode of this season so
think
far.
so.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
she's so good.
She goated white woman for real.
Vanessa
Vanessa Carlton. Yeah.
and Kathleen, of course.
And did you say and Kathleen?
And Kathleen in the
No.
apocalypse.
No.
I mean, she
Fuck Kathleen.
she did.
Fuck Kathleen. Fuck her.
Right. Tell
Fuck them kids. You know what I mean? He was right. I'm on her side now.
Yeah, every day. She's not wrong. I wouldn't have said it.
I'm on her side now.
Oh,
Well,
this
fuck
makes
you, Katie.
sense. Nine, this makes sense. What Othelia's just said.
I can't crowd and review bombing. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
Gamers are the fucking worst.
White
as a
gamer
gamer,
crowd,
as a gamer myself.
But he said white
the
gamer
worst.
crowd. They've been, man.
Whooping its ass.
Swagger of young black teenager.
He was black.
Well, everybody's gotten made fun of on this episode, so let's hurry up and clear up this out of here before we get taken off of YouTube for no good reason. Kirsten.
Oh no, we haven't talked about anybody. We haven't talked about everybody yet. Let me tell you, I saw the new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh my God. Okay.
I saw it last Tuesday.
Let's just
We
say
know your beef.
the fucking twist was that M. Night Shyamalan finally made like a mid movie.
Right.
Like, with his shit, you either like love it or you fucking hate it. But this one, I was just like, it's a middle ground movie finally.
But you know why it was mid, Terry? Because he didn't write it. He just screenplayed it off a book that already existed.
Yeah.
You can't fuck it up. It's very hard to It's like somebody giving you a recipe and you kind of almost got it right, but like it's still going to come out pretty okay. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason this movie was mid. Dave Bautista is incredible. Dave Bautista's incredible.
I want Batista in an episode of Abbott Elementary since they set him up as a school teacher now. I was like, put Batista in there.
Yeah, that actually
like a new kindergarten cop. If they were to do a kindergarten cop, I would cast.
I need it with Dave Bautista. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
Who is your daddy and what
comes down? I'm not involved with
it. I need all of that smoke for sure. Well, let's go ahead and round this out and get on out of here. Producer Terry, where can people follow you if they want to talk to you about all things nerd related or Last of Us or just anything that we're talking about here on the show?
Follow me for travel deals. I was paying for like $750 round trip.
Wow.
Terry F Photos as always. Just find me there, or you can find me at Pendependent CO, and you can order yourself some fabulous Atlanta pins. I was like, what show did I do? Atlanta, yeah, that one. And where we started.
9NerdYards branded Atlanta pins. Yes,
love it. You can find them in your mama's room when your daddy's not around. Love it. Kirsten, where can people find you if they want to holler at you for all things nerd talk or Last of Us related?
Mostly Twitter and Instagram. It's my name always. I'm not creative enough to come up with a screen fucking name, and I'm too vain. So
the link is in the description.
Yeah. Look on the screen.
The at.
Love it. Love it. Nine, where can people find you if they want to send you more songs and in relation to anything we talked about, just like Orthelius did? Man, Orthelius just killed it. I just need to shout that out, man. But where can people reach out to you for all things Nerd Nation related, about what we're doing all on this channel? Also, do you have something big to let people know as well as to how the channel's been going?
Well, they can find me right here on YouTube, my dear boy. My baby boy, my dear boy. And, I just wanted to say thank you because today I reached 1 million overall views on YouTube. And that's just really amazing for me. And I just thank you guys so much. And if you want to just get in contact with me, you can hit me up on the Twitters, the TikTokies, and then the Discord where there's 300 people in there just vibing out right now and just going over. We're still talking about Atlanta. We got a Last of Us page, and we're going to be covering Dave on Thursday, every Thursday until the new season comes out, just going through season 1 through 2 until season 3 drops. So expect those on Thursday. Get yourself familiar with it because we're going to be going ham on there and getting some special guests that have actually featured on Dave. So if you guys want to communicate with some really funny actors, that just hit us up, stick around, stay tuned, and thank you for being part of the Nerd Nation. 1 milli. Let's go.
A milli. Love it.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You know the vibes. I want to shout
You're
out
getting the bag, man. You got the bag. You got the juice right now. It's Maximus.
The juice.
Everybody got the juice. Shout outs to all the fans that have come through and gotten us to
This is a good
a
night.
million views. And shout out to all the fans that commented tonight. Othelius, Ben, Film Age. I could just see Kenya. I just see the names I could see recently. Shout outs to all of y'all. Y'all guys want to follow me, Money Blake Weather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and you can follow my podcast, Unfiltered Bachelor, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on your favorite podcast app, anywhere podcasts are. That's where the show is. Had some new episodes dropping. And I haven't said this, but I'm also on TikTok, and I interviewed one of the biggest guys that's on TikTok that does like a free quote unquote therapy thing where he's on 6th Street talking with drunk people. It's hilarious. His name's Raza North. You guys don't know Raza North, go check him out on TikTok. He has like 1 million followers. He came on the show. It was a great episode. So thank y'all everybody for tuning in tonight. You want to check us out again on Thursday. We are breaking down Dave. Was it season 1, episodes 3 and 4? And then we'll be back next Monday with more Last of Us. So everybody have a great week. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight, letting us just sort of talk some shit in your ears. And whether you're watching us on the replay, morning, evening, afternoon, we do appreciate you. Until the next time, we will see you. Peace.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? This is a certified hood classic.
Fuckers, 1 million views.
Alex Mix.
Up with me.